start recording.
I guess you can still pay a visit to his wife, Irene Sanders.
An art collector, you say? That's probably how they met.
If you plan on having dinner at the Sanders household, please spare the widow the tale of her late husband's suffering.
I don't agree. She deserves the truth.
But that truth may be biased. We don't know the bottom of it.
He's right. We can't ignore the truth.
But it could drive her mad.
Better madness than ignorance. Very well. I'll go to see Francis's widow. Perhaps I'll find a link between her husband's death and Sarah Hawkins.
Don't end up in the hospital this time.
I'll do my best.
So, yeah, this is something. Should I have a drink? I'm gonna have no drink. I got a funky feeling that if I were to drink something right now, it'd, like, I gotta watch my sanity, is what I'm saying. Pierce, Colden, and Bradley decided to team up to solve Sarah Hawkins' case. They have a new trail to follow. Francis Sanders, an art collector and friend of the painter, who died right in front of Pierce. The detective goes to his house in order to speak to his widow about the Sham Blur that the unfortunate man mentioned before he died. You mean before he was tossed around the room like a rag doll, had his leg broke by an unseen force.
What can I do for you, sir?
Mrs. Sanders? I'm a private detective. We must talk about your husband and his ties to Sarah Hawkins. Can I come in?
You may. However, before we go any further, please know that my husband died yesterday.
That is precisely what brings me here.
Well, well, look who's here.
Oh, it's Miss Dirty Fighter Kicks in the Balls.
You know each other.
We met briefly. Time enough to iron out a few matters. The brave detective has a talent for sticking his nose into my business.
I bump into her every time I'm investigating someone's death.
It's a small island, Detective. My island. It's better that it's you bumping into me.
You're investigating Francis' death. Why? Who hired you?
I spoke to Francis before he died. His story suggests a link to a case I'm working on.
Well, since this business has got nothing to do with me, I'll be in your husband's office, Irene. We'll carry on later.
Very well, Miss Baker. This way, Mr. Pierce. And do make yourself comfortable. It would seem that you have much to tell me. May I inquire as to when you had the opportunity to talk to my husband?
Yesterday. I met him at the hospital. He spoke to me about Sarah Hawkins.
Oh, of course he spoke to you about her. That's all he talked about. Sarah Hawkins and her paintings. Please forgive my tone. The fact is that I have not been allowed to see him since he was interned. You, on the other hand, a perfect stranger, were able to see him and even talk with him the day he died. How was he? Were you present when he had this attack? What happened?
Really? Those are my options? Oh, man. Oh, that's bullshit. Come on. There are better ways to put this. I was no longer there when it happened. That would be lying to her. Then that's accusing. So is that, but I don't have the psychology professional. My option for telling her how he died is that he died screaming. Alright, fuck it, it's the truth.
He started raving, screaming that a dimensional Sham Blur had found him.
Oh, mercy, that story again. Why have him interned?
That was when he began to convulse and twist with pain. Or terror, it's hard to tell.
I beg your pardon?
I'm not really sure of what I saw, or what I didn't see. But it's best that you weren't there.
I should have been there. What you're telling me is outrageous. I need to understand. How could this happen? In a reputed institute? And right before your eyes? Did you not do anything to help him?
Mrs. Sanders, I understand your grief, and I extend my deepest condolences to you. But I had nothing to do with the death of your husband. I've just arrived on Darkwater. I'm investigating the death of the Hawkins family.
The death of the Hawkins family? You mean it was not an accident? This accursed island knows only tragedy after tragedy. You too would be advised to flee it like the plague. Oh, I'm tired, Mr. Pierce. I would be grateful if you could tell me what you expect of me, and then leave.
Let's see.
Did your husband talk to you about Sarah Hawkins' visitor? A Sham Blur, to use his precise terms.
Well, you can imagine that's all he talked about. It's exhibited at the center of the gallery. No better place for the painting that endowed him with the privilege of such a shameful and miserable end to his life.
Hold on. The Sham Blur is a painting by Sarah Hawkins.
Who else to paint such horrors? Take a look for yourself, if you feel so inclined.
It is my only lead at this stage. I suppose I have nothing to lose.
Then you have paid no heed. For my part, I refuse to set foot in that gallery again. But if you're so eager to see it, I would urge you to make the most of your visit. Because I count on ridding myself of that thing as soon as I can.
Thank you, Mrs. Sanders. I won't be long.
Alright, let's go check out this painting. Why is there a cupboard to hide in? Is this going to become a horror thing too? Am I going to be skulking and sneaking about?
That's twice you've stepped on my toes, Detective. Try not to make a habit of it.
I've got a lot of bad habits.
Some can be more fatal than others. What have you come looking for in this gallery?
I'm not here to cause trouble, if that's what's worrying you.
Worry me? Don't overestimate yourself. If the last beating wasn't enough for you, I can always give it another go. But as long as you keep out of my way, you're free to carry on with your visit.
You're so unpleasant.
And you? What brings you to the Sanders home?
I'm here on business. Irene asked me to liquidate all these paintings. She doesn't intend to hang around here for long.
Why you?
Believe it or not, there aren't many collectors on Darkwater. It needs someone with a network, and a means of transport to the mainland. A choice that comes down to Fitzroy and me. And I'm far more pleasant, wouldn't you say?
No. I don't even know what the book is. And you just... Fuck it, let's read it. This will affect your destiny. Whoa. It is a kind of encyclopedia of monstrous and unknown creatures. I'm beginning to believe that they exist. Key to the Sanders Gallery.
Another volume of the Reverend's wife's diary.
This volume spends some time on Reverend Wickwood's community. His wife expresses her worries about the strange dreams that the Reverend's congregation are having since their arrival on the island. Some members of the community, her husband included, began to speak of their vision as a messenger sent by God. She is scared that they will suffer the same fate as the Lost Tribe.
Strange. For months, Sarah Hawkins refused to part with her painting, to finally give it away for nothing.
Dear Francis, I beg you to give up all hope of ever owning this accursed painting. If our friendship has any meaning for you, please spare me the weight of guilt. I cannot be the architect of your fall. I beg you, my dear friend, forget the Sham Blur. Your friend, Sarah Hawkins.
I
More
could use one
sleeping
of those.
There are a lot of sleeping pills around here. By the way, if you've ever had a cold room, these things right here, all these do such a wonder of heating up a cold place. Dissertation on an anatomical question. It is the work of a student in book form. Although the observations are relevant, they lack the expertise of an experienced physician. However, the questions asked allow us to imagine new ways of exploring human anatomy. Increased my medicine, which is still only at 2 out of 3. At least that, or 2 out of 5. This one's at least at 3 out of 5. I do have 5 CP. This is maxed out now. I need 4 CP to get that up, 5 to get this one up, 2 to get that one, and 6 to get that one. Let's go psychology. Then I'll slap a point into there. Alright, I need to validate. I already validated, apparently. Macabre discovery, searching through the cellars of the... Oh, see, so I missed one. The ritual and the tunnels under the Hawkins mansion. Pierce witnessed the disemboweling of Officer Bradley by a man with a monstrous appearance, the men in gowns, and the rituals had not succeeded in affecting the veteran. However, the brutal death of Bradley, the discovery of the identity of his killer, whom he recognized as the dead Charles Hawkins, as well as the latter's superhuman strength, managed to strike fear into him. Pierce still does not know if he should believe what he saw. He may even put these visions of horror to the shock caused by the death of Bradley, or he may put it down to a lack of oxygen provoked by the rockfall. Macabre discovery. Searching through the cellars of the Riverside Institute, Pierce entered a room that he first took for a morgue, but the advanced state of decay of the corpses that lay about the place quickly made him realize that he was wrong. Nothing could justify the presence of such a carnal house in a hospital. The putrid smell and the total absence of respect for human life, as witnessed by this room, profoundly shocked Pierce, costing him some of his sanity. The death of Francis Sanders. The weirdness of Francis Sanders' death went far beyond anything Pierce had ever seen. Lifted off his feet by an invisible force, the poor man's body was carried into the air before being thrown violently against the bars of his hiding place. Pierce, powerless, watched the limbs break and Sanders' body crumple to the ground. During the long moments of agony, the detective saw nothing that could explain this event. Weakened by his wounds and the operations he could remember undergoing, Pierce begins to question his ability to tell the difference between the reality and the nightmares that haunt him. And then Pierce read an ancient treatise, the Malleus Bestiarum. This bestiary makes an inventory of numerous creatures from the occult world or parallel dimensions. The very nature of its knowledge makes it an unholy book. By reading it, Pierce lost some of his sanity. So I have to be very careful, because finding certain things is making it to where I'm losing some of my sanity, little by little. I see he is a collector of occult artifacts. Those statues are pretty dope, not gonna lie.
These artifacts date from pre-Columbian times. These artifacts date from pre-Columbian times. The man transforms an entire wing of his manor into an art gallery.
These are pretty cool. I like these. Oh hey, I can refill my oil. Thank you. Okay, I'm guessing that's the painting I'm looking for. I want to check out some of the rest of this stuff. This is kind of cute. Nope, hold on, gotta hide. Yep, still got claustrophobia. Another oil painting? Or oil thing?
Why was he so interested in old weapons?
Well, moreover, those weapons are clearly just superficial and... Okay, decided not to break the rest of the tablet loose, I see. Like, they're clearly ritualistic. They're not... They would not be effective at all in an actual combat scenario, given their shape, size, etc. Fairly typical depiction of Satan. Or Lucifer, rather. Hey, whoa, 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 hey, whoa, 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 hey, 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 whoa.
Is this dagger part of Sanders' collection, or was he seeking to acquire it?
Far from possessing the talents of Sarah Hawkins, Sanders drew a dagger with a tortured form down to the smallest detail. The guard carries a strange esoteric symbol, a recurring feature of his correspondence with Sarah. Well, let's go take a look at his different weapons, see if any of them match that description.
These artifacts date
No.
from pre-Columbian times.
No. Maybe? No. No. Nope. Nope. It was basically just a wooden stake. Nope.
Why was he so interested in old weapons?
Alright, well, apparently, even though... Yeah, apparently it doesn't matter. Okay. The Sham Blur. Oh yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Now I know why I had a hiding place. Oh my god, that is gross.
What the hell was that?
Oh wow, I can't actually like even look at the... just gonna hide in here? Was it even actually chasing me? I think I'm good. Oh! Oh! God damn it! No, 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 no. Hide in the closet. No. I can't actually see the damn thing. Until it's like right in front of me. What the hell am I supposed to do? Alright, here goes. Damn it! Hide in the closet. God damn it. Hey, 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 hey. Hey, you move on. Get out of here. Don't pay any attention to the panicked breathing coming from the closet. Closets breathe like this all the time. I know it's weird. Okay, we gotta go. What?
I can't even touch it.
Oh boy. Hey, no, 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 hey, no, no. God damn it. Ooh, you know what? That's bad. Oh, fuck. Note to self, don't jump into a closet in plain view of a monster. Oh, fuck. Yep.
What the hell was that?
No. I think I just fucked up. Yep. Let's see me again. Yeah. God damn it.
What the hell was that?
I think this time I'm okay, because... But damn it! It's so hard to actually hide from this thing. Which is good, don't get me wrong. Like, it's Lovecraft. No idea where this thing is, and my vision's getting very narrow. Moreover, I can't do anything. I can't get past it at this point. Fuck it, just move. Oh, I can't even touch that door either? I'm fucked.
Touch it. Down. Did it hear that?
It's bound to be faster than me, I just know it.
Maybe I can use this dagger.
Come at me, beast! It didn't work. That did not work at all. Oh, shit. That did not work at all. But at least now I think I've got an idea of what I've got to do. I gotta get a weapon and take this thing down.
What the hell was that?
Ooh, I can't even look straight at it for very long.
Damn. Maybe I can use this dagger.
I've got to somehow sneak up on the beast. Be able to stab it. Wait, no. I don't stab the creature. I stab the painting. Nope, 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 nope. Stab the painting, stab the painting, stab the painting!
Damn
Did it work? That did not work. Alright, cool. Nick, why don't you just use the Twitch chat? Because then I could actually, like, see it without having to check my phone. No, no. That's not the right one either. I don't like this. I just know as soon as I come out of this thing, it's gonna be like right there. Hey, hey, whoa, whoa, hey, 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 whoa, 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 hey. Fucking thing doubled back. And jump, you jumped.
This dagger looks different.
Go, 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 go! We beat the first boss!
What's the matter with you? You sure you won't be needing that hand? You're losing it, Detective. At this rate, you're right. The bottle will get you before I do.
You didn't see anything.
I saw you within an inch of putting a dagger through your forearm. Did I miss something more interesting?
Yeah. There was this creature. The painting was cursed. Yeah, we're gonna go with that one.
Sanders was right. This painting is cursed.
What are you talking about?
I was attacked by a creature. I pushed it back, I think.
I think so too.
You knew about the beast.
What are you talking about? Think yourself lucky that I saved your hand, even if it was to save my goods.
You mean me?
Don't flatter yourself, sweetheart. I'm talking about the contents of this gallery. And by the way, where do you think you're going with that dagger?
It saved my life. It's an extraordinary dagger.
You should talk to Algernon Drake. He's an antique dealer here on Darkwater. He'll tell you all about it. From what I saw in the ledgers, it was him who sold it to Sanders.
It's not your style to give me free information like that.
Take it as payment for being my canary. A simple trade-off. Now go see your antique seller. I've still got things to settle with Irene.
So she does. She does actually know something. Something's going on. Because I was her canary. Now, the idea is that the miners would use canaries in coal mines, so that way if the level of oxygen got too low, then they wouldn't die. Because the bird would die first, because it needs, it breathes faster. Now, in this case, we were the ones who went into the gallery before her and discovered that painting. And I think she did that on purpose. The Sham Blur turned out to be much more than an artwork painted by Sarah Hawkins, as a huge creature came out of the painting to attack Pierce. After a hard fight, the detective managed to send it back into the painting. He later discovered that the dagger he used to repel the creature had been sold to Sanders by a man named Algernon Drake, owner of the Nameless Bookstore. Pierce decides to pay the library a visit. Man, so this game's actually doing quite a few different callbacks to other H.P. Lovecraft stories. And actually, the Nameless Bookstore is... I believe it is also in Call of Cthulhu, but it appears in his short story that never got finished, one of his unfinished works called The Black Book. It is hands down one of my favorite stories of his, even if it is unfinished.
Where is the bookseller? Another volume of the Reverend's wife's diary.
Yeah, but why is it in a bookstore? The pastor declared himself to be the prophet. He renounced God and worshipped a strange pagan entity with a monstrous appearance. His wife tried to reason with her husband, but in vain. He was convinced that he must listen to this voice in his head because it holds the truth.
Freud's The Interpretation of Dreams.
Ooh.
It's the work that laid the foundations of psychoanalysis at the beginning of this century.
This practical work, written by Sigmund Freud for psychologists, describes the techniques of analytical interpretation of dreams. The analysis must follow several rules, especially that of free association, a principle announced by Freud at the end of the 19th century. It treats dreams as a way of revealing buried desires. I cannot believe that this theory is applicable to my nightmares. Gave me it boosted my medicine. Alright. Ooh, I actually need to check, see if I've got 2 CP, so that means I should be able to get that a little higher. Actually, I could go ahead and get my eloquence higher right now. There we go. It is in Francis Sanders' private gallery that Pierce discovers the identity of the Sham Blur, a huge artwork painted by Sarah Hawkins. When Pierce approached it, a creature burst forth from the painting and immediately chased after him. This beast from another dimension has such a hold on the mind of a person who finds himself in its presence that a simple glance in its direction is enough for Pierce to lose some sanity. Pierce finally managed to send the Sham Blur back into the painting using a dagger engraved with a strange symbol. But this encounter has left its mark on the psyche of the investigator. Still under the influence of the creature, he almost stabbed his own hand. So, if this... Alright, so if that gave you any idea, like, he had his sanity shaken just looking at that. And that thing's... Well, it may as well just be a dog when you compare it to... Or a rat. When you're comparing it to the likes of Cthulhu or Nyarlathotep or Yog-Sothoth or any of them. History of Darkwater, Volume 2. A Puritan colony led by Reverend John Wickwood settled on the island during the 17th century. They named the island Darkwater because of the dark shades of the sea. They believe it was because of the peculiar color of the rocks surrounding the island. They erected the first buildings, among which were the Hawkins Manor, the church, and the cemetery. The rare documents and handwritten notes they left spoke of nightmares and deviant behaviors. They disappeared at the beginning of the 18th century. Thought I seen Cthulhu's face on that image there. Handbook on Anatomy and Dissection, Book 2. As precise and illustrated with as much detail as the first volume, this book focuses on healing surgery specific to malformations and motor disorders. Don't mind me, I'm just stealing all these books. I like to absorb me some knowledge and oil from my lantern. Volume 4. In the 19th century, as the American whaling industry reached its peak in the rest of the world, whales gradually disappeared from the waters surrounding Darkwater. This phenomenon appears even more mysterious because up till then, the region was a favored refuge for cetaceans. No, cetaceans. I don't know. I know I'm pronouncing it wrong. In 1847, after months of pursuit, Scylla returns to port with a gigantic creature on board. Its crew asserts that the sea monster had eaten all the disappeared whales. After a night of ferocious combat, the survivors managed to drag the beast onto the whaling ship. Let's see here. Queen. Hey, buddy. Where is the... It's already been checkmated. There's no white king on the board. Do you even know how to play chess? You own a bookstore? Surely there's a manual somewhere.
What happened here?
Oh.
Let's start over. Where did they break in from? Blood. Seems like amateur work.
Let's see, they probably came in straight toward him. Oh, here we go.
Someone tall left this footprint. A man, probably.
Why do you think they were tall? Oh, because of the long stride, I get it. Broken bottle.
This burglar seems to be rather clumsy. What killed all these animals? What sort of thief leaves his tools at the crime scene? What happened that made the burglar flee before finishing his work?
Whoa.
What the? Charles Hawkins? Looks like the symbol rejected Hawkins. Where did I see it?
Something's wrong with Pierce's investigation thing.
What sort of power did Sarah Hawkins' painting possess? Sarah Hawkins helped hide something in this safe.
What did you try to hide? Oh, shit. Back? Looks like I'm back. Alright. Sorry about that, fellas. Something happened there. My internet crashed out or something. Good news is I'm streaming and recording, so anything you missed, if you're worried about it, you can go double check on my YouTube channel in a couple days. A couple weeks probably, but still. What the hell am I missing here? Here we go.
Greg put in a great deal of effort to hide whatever is in here. Everything is linked to the Sarah Hawkins case.
Alright. Finish that reconstruction.
Is everyone on this island taking sleeping pills?
That's the way it seems.
What link did he find between Charles Hawkins and an old amulet?
This key that bears the Elder Sign is the only one able to protect your psyche. It is in the form of a cylindrical medallion, hanging at the end of a heavy chain. Hundreds of years ago, the star and the branch whose purpose is to push back the forces of the Great Old Ones were engraved at its center. Everything points to it being Charles Hawkins that tore it from its last owner. An Egyptian antique dealer, and press cuttings that mention the misdemeanor. The date of the robbery coincides with the last of Hawkins' trips to Cairo. It remains to be seen whether he knows of the true purpose of the artifact. Try to find it. Handbook on Anatomy and Dissection, Book 1.
Drake left instructions on how to find the combination of his safe.
A page seems to be hidden here. It is possible to read. If somebody finds these memoirs, there will be no doubt that I am in serious trouble. My last and only hope is that my body and bones are still in this plane of reality in order that they be recovered and burned. The funeral urn must be given to my dear mother if she is still of this world. The following message is of capital importance. Whoever reads these lines and demonstrates acuity as sharp as mine can hope to gain access to my most precious possession. It lies within my safe, and the clues to the combination are to be found in 3 cylinders, each hidden where life and study combine in the Greek world. Each cylinder is numbered, even if, as the celebrated author says, order is the pleasure of reason, but disorder is the delight of the imagination. Indeed, despite my preference for organized chaos, I must admit that reason usually prevails in the end. If by chance a person, or should I say a genius, was to match my intellect and find the combination of the safe, I would ask that they deliver its contents into the safekeeping of my friend and colleague, Professor Armitage of Miskatonic University. The content of this safe is not only a vast digest of knowledge, but also a weapon that is far too dangerous for it to fall into the wrong hands. I hope that you will be able to appreciate the danger that this represents, and that you will act accordingly. In any event, I will neither be there to guide you nor to suffer from your actions. All right then. So, okay, so first of all, what was the way that was worded? Let's see. Inventory. Drake's memoirs. Lies within my safe, and the clues to the combination are to be found in 3 cylinders, each hidden where life and study combined in the Greek world. It's usually in medicine.
Arkham Editions. Never heard of him.
Arkham Anthology, Volume 3, Things That Should Not Be. A collection of essays on American folklore and urban legends written by Albert Wilmarth, professor at Miskatonic University. This volume is part of the Arkham Anthology, a luxurious collection of treatises and works on esotericism and the supernatural. 3.
How many volumes are there in this collection?
An ancient Frisian manuscript translated by William R. Sandbach. The text claims that in the distant past, Europe and other continents were controlled by the mothers of this people, and moreover, that our alphabet is derived from the Frisian language. This volume is part of the Arkham Anthology, a luxurious collection of blah, 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 blah.
Another volume by Arkham Editions.
Yeah, bro, you don't have to say it all the time. There's like 8 of them right here. Written by Hermes Trismegistus. Translated and edited by Nathaniel M. Coppelius. This collection of texts on different beliefs was written by a legendary philosopher. It includes a translation of the Emerald Tablet, a popular text among 16th century alchemists. This volume is part of the
Arkham Editions. Never heard of him.
You just read 3 of them. Don't you fucking lie, Pierce. A book of esoteric philosophy and a key text of Madame Blavatsky's Theosophical Movement, written by Helena Petrovna Blavatsky. This volume is a hebba.
How many volumes are there in this collection?
A collection of long-term astrological predictions written in verse, written by Nostradamus, translated by Leoni, and Theophilus Widebridge. His mother was a wide woman, and his father was a bridge.
Another volume by Arkham Editions.
Opera in 8 acts of Benvenuto Sciatti Brodagera, an infamous lyrical work published in Italy in 1768. It is said that the opera was performed only once, resulting in an audience riot that left several dead and missing. Okay.
Arkham Editions.
Don't fucking
Never
say
heard of him.
it, Pierce. A book of spells supposedly written by the legendary King Solomon. It contains various rituals of invocation and rituals of curse. Re-edition by Claudia D. Waits, based on L.W. De Lawrence's original.
How many volumes are there in this collection?
Okay, I already seen that one.
Another volume by Arkham Editions.
A collection of poems by Edward Pickman Derby, also known as the Nightmare Lyrics. This collection of poems was sensationally received when first published in 1908. Derby was only 18 years old. Is that it? Am I done reading the damn things? There are literally 7 of them, and no, 8 of them, and you said I've never heard of them for at least 4 of them. Fucking smart ass. Boom. There's
Cylinders that Drake tried to hide. I should perhaps listen to them.
Cylinders 2 and 3. Breviary of Medicine, Tome 3. Would have almost missed that one.
Things are not looking good.
Yeah. I already pointed that out earlier. Oh, I guess I did pick up all 3 of them.
And these red drops, like precious stones, lie fixed, set in divine gold. To be the guardian of the Grail does not protect me from its attractions, Henry. And I do confess it. I am willing to pay to know its secrets. I finally understood that we were only pieces on the chessboard of the gods. Let those of us who are still standing protect our White Queen from their dark soldiers. I see our number dwindling, and my will strengthens as my apprehension grows. We shall refuse to be the playthings of destiny. Dear friend, I thank you again for the anthology of the works of Arkham Editions that you sent me. Volume 9, Azathoth and Other Horrors, seemed particularly relevant to my research. I never tire of browsing through them.
Azathoth and Other Horrors.
So these are the volumes that Drake was talking about.
Yes.
What did Drake say about this? Drake talked about a particular volume. So these are the volumes that What did Drake say about this collection?
8.
Drake talked about a particular volume. So these are the volumes that Drake was talking about in it. What did Drake say about this collection?
4.
Drake talked about a particular
7.
volume. So these are the volumes
9.
that Drake was talking about in his message.
Azathoth and Other Horrors. Yeah, this is the one I'm looking for. Why? Yo, I don't think it actually told me. Did it actually tell me what the clues? Inventory. Okay. Not really gonna do me any good. What? Alright, so I know he said 9. You know what? He probably mentioned all of them, to be honest.
And these red drops, like precious stones, lie fixed, set in divine gold. To be the guardian of the Grail does not protect me from its attractions, Henry. And I do confess it. I am willing to pay to know its secrets.
Okay, so the Grail is of some import.
The Chalice of Knowledge.
This goblet seems to be very ancient. It seems to be made of gold and decorated with real precious stones. Do the rubies and sapphires make up a specific motif? Let's see. Did anybody else see that out the window? Looked like a wing.
The Queen has little protection. The Chalice of Knowledge.
Something to do with this.
I finally understood that we were only pieces on the chessboard of the gods. Let those of us who are still standing protect our White Queen from their dark soldiers. I see our number dwindling, and my will strengthens as my apprehension grows. We shall refuse to be the playthings of destiny.
Okay.
The Queen has little protection.
Three. No idea what this one is.
The
Possibly
Chalice
the number
of Knowledge.
Possibly the number of stones? Well, was there a particular color of stone I needed to pay attention to?
And these red drops, like precious stones, lie fixed, set
Yes.
in divine gold. To be the guardian of the Grail.
The Chalice of Knowledge.
So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Does not protect me from its attractions, Henry. And I do confess it. I am willing to pay to know its secret.
539. 539. Five, 3, 9. Nailed it. Bet you wouldn't have figured that one out, Nick. Oh. Pierce, you are in so much trouble. All right, so that's a good place for us to go ahead and pause. I'm gonna take a little bit of a break as soon as I can get my mouse back. I guess that's not gonna happen. But for those watching on YouTube, that'll be the end of the episode. We finished a whole chapter for you. Then for those watching on the stream, I will be back in about 10-15 minutes. Again. But as soon as it lets me get to where I can start my break. Come on. You know what? We'll go after this cutscene that's about to start.
Dr. Colden, this man's condition is deteriorating.
What says Dr. Fuller? It's his patient, after all.
He's busy with Captain Fitzroy. He specifically asked us not to bother him when that's the case.
Oh, of course. I'll see what I can do. Mr. Blake, can you hear me? I'm Dr. Colden. We'll take care of you.
There's nothing we can do. I tried talking to him. He's catatonic.
All right, and we'll pick up with that from there in about 10 or 15 minutes. For my YouTube viewers, that'll be the